That was great.
VR glasses.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
I sleep in those. That's
Specialized Fisk VR.
Citizens of the Reject Nation, the time is upon us. Daredevil Born Again, Season 2, Episode 3. If you haven't checked out our reactions to Episodes 1 and 2, go do that right now. We're going to check in to see how we are feeling. Fellow Geek Checked, how are you feeling today, buddy?
hungry, excited, anticipatory, relishing in the glory of people enjoying the show. I'm so happy when we watch something and we love it, and then the world does too. So it comes from a place of mutual celebration. And every time I love something, there's a little part of me that's worried I'll have to defend it like a lawyer in Helsinki.
Hey, Arushige, my real roomie, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm ready to rise and rebel against the Fisk regime.
And resist.
Okay. Greg, how you doing, buddy?
Anticipatory, ready to rise, relishing, lawyer, feeling like a lawyer, hungry.
Yeah.
You?
Familiar.
Everything all three of them said. Yeah, what they said.
My feelings.
I'm good. We're going to get right into this, so let's do it.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's for TikTok.
Oh,
They're
like how they're promoting the battle or the fight.
Oh, good catch.
Fisk you.
I do enjoy the Fiskew.
What was I supposed to do? Sit there and wait for them to come in, guns blazing? I did a little recon.
Recon.
Yeah.
Damn, Karen.
What is going on?
This is how we end it.
This is how we end it.
Look, the reason that I brought him here is I'm telling you, there's just something different about him.
Why?
Different how?
Do your lawyering as Daredevil.
I love how much he's in the suit this season.
Same.
Hey, wait. You got it all wrong. I was looking for you.
Yeah, to kill us.
No,
Help.
I want to help.
Bullshit. It's a trap.
No, it's not. Talk.
Yeah, do your Daredevil thing.
Powell, the rest of them, they're psychos. You either go with them or you're dead.
He'd be able to hear if he's lying.
Yeah, exactly.
You're lying. You're a liar. You are lying to us.
He knows.
Nice, he's telling the truth.
That was great.
My favorite part of the whole season so far.
He's telling the truth.
That line delivery was so good.
He just is Matt Murdock.
That'll get you in everywhere. But they change the code at midnight every day.
Look at me.
Look at me.
What's your name?
Look at that power he holds.
Alan Saunders.
Okay, Alan.
The way they shoot him with the up ankle.
The hood's going back on.
Or shoot him down, bottom up.
It's gonna hurt. Karen, I'll take you outside. You tell your squad I kicked the shit out of you. If you're lying to me,
Yes.
I'll be unhappy.
Daredevil F-bombs.
You've got to stop Fisk. You're the only one.
Whoa. He's acting like the Punisher.
They definitely have to walk a line under pressure.
Every social media reaction was like, once you're at episode 3, that's when this is the show.
I've
liked
loved
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Yeah,
So
man.
okay.
I liked 1 and 2 quite a bit.
But I'm very curious what it means to
have-
escalate.
I have not skyrocketed to the in love territory yet.
And I liked 2 more than
yeah,
1, so if
yeah.
it keeps escalating.
That cold open was something pretty awesome, honestly. Yeah.
And they're pairing these for a reason. So I
Exactly.
feel like 2 and 3 has to.
Or like they're like, no, 3's when everyone's on board. So yeah, let's go.
Let's get it out.
Bullpen.
Is that yeah. Oh, I could just tell.
Because our psyche's cracking, guys. Freaking symbolism.
Who are you becoming?
The thing that she hates most.
Everywhere she goes.
She's going to be
she's
the
got a
new
mask?
muse.
She's Melissa Barrera from the Scream franchise.
They're doing Scream 7 with Matthew Lillard here. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want that little totem in my house.
How'd you keep? How were you able to keep that?
Heather will become the new muse.
Freddy's coming for you.
I guess using your tools yourself would be helpful, but
Put it on, Heather.
Breathe. Longer exhales, Heather.
I'm worried for her fingers.
Yeah,
Oh.
those two.
Wow, that always is
Too
my
many horror
concern.
movies.
Ugh.
Need longer breaths.
Oh,
yeah, they're friends.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they didn't interact at all last season.
Except for that
just
one scene in the
at
hospital.
the hospital.
You're really going to make this more awkward than it already is? I read your psyche eval in Duquesne. It's a hatchet job.
These men you're defending?
Defenders.
Frank Castle is a murderer. Him and Daredevil might have killed Matt, or he was working with them. I don't know. Matt was a liar about so many things. I don't know what to believe when it comes to him.
He's definitely blind.
Or is he?
He lied to you, too.
You're right.
Seems like this whole theme's about lying this episode.
And yeah, Matt is complicated.
I don't think you're seeing any of this clearly.
Why would you work for Fisk?
He's genuinely trying to make the city a safer place. You weren't here when Matt disappeared, so unless some maniac in a mask is trying to cut you open, don't judge me.
Hey,
Huh.
I am really sorry for what happened to you. Fisk isn't the answer. Now, if you don't mind, I have to go defend a dangerous man against an entire system hell-bent on putting him away.
Have we been to the actual space yet since last season? Like the actual Red Hook port? Because we've seen the ship, we've heard Matt talk about it.
Oh, it's our TSA agents.
No, these guys are getting paid.
Oh.
Sweat.
Can I take this thing off?
Nope.
VR glasses.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
I sleep in those. That's
Specialized Fisk VR.
You know you're breaking like 10 different laws here. This isn't how reasonable access to legal counsel is supposed to be.
am the law.
Your client's a terrorist.
That requires a staggering burden of proof.
Fucking lawyers, look.
Oh,
Glass
Terrifying.
shattering. What?
just trying to get a sense of where she is with all these clues.
She's trying to be Daredevil right now. Wonder if she's like tracing these steps and recounting
Yeah,
them.
it does seem like she's counting and
Really love that they're giving us time with her to really become endeared.
yeah, definitely fleshing out her character a lot more this season.
You got 15 minutes. Don't try shit.
I'm surprised they agreed to such illegal niceties.
I filed about a dozen separate legal briefs. Most of them question the validity of this trial.
I think you mean tribunal.
Good choice.
I have no idea how this is going to go.
I imagine it will be quite a spectacle. Fisk needs this, a public show. And to think this started out as just a garden variety shakedown.
Shakedown.
Fisk wanted me to invest in his port project.
He wasn't on board.
Voila. If this
Love
was
their
really
time that in.
about vigilantes, I think he would go after more than just his personal enemies. Forfeiture of a criminal's assets. You know, the similarities to the Reign of Terror never cease. When do they loot St. Patrick's now?
I think that's scheduled for Tuesday.
Perfect.
I hope we get to actually see him beat the swordsman. at some
yeah,
point.
after all
That would be
this, I
pretty
like him
good.
so much more now.
Wish I had my hair away.
into Frank.
That's 2 Frank references.
I always said,
One last
your
episode too.
enemy because they're all you got.
Yeah, sounds extremely frank.
Damn.
God, blocky abs.
Jacked Murdock.
All this, he's just out there just being him.
Same as always.
You know, he's always been there for me, for us, before.
They miss him.
You're saying you want his help?
Well, I mean,
Never hurts to have Frank's help.
he is effective.
Damn, they're so blocky.
Yeah,
They're
that's
so blocky.
That's not how we win this.
It's like maybe I have to murder to get her attention.
Karen.
Hey, yes, of course, of course. I am not suggesting that we go out and start murdering random task force, but cutting the head off the snake?
2 more, she'll take its place.
Does killing Fisk bring Foggy back? Would he have wanted
It's hard to pay attention to the dialogue when I'm looking at your stomach.
Yeah, it's majestic. Good job, Charlie Cox.
Vanessa killed Foggy, and nothing happened. Just got voted into office. He turns the city in his own personal piggy bank, guarded by thugs with badges, and nothing fucking happened. It just feels like we are up against so much.
We still have a system that is not entirely broken.
You've arrested Fisk many times.
Free broken, Matt.
You sick your CIA friend on my attorney general. You refuse financial assistance. I'd say you're looking to avoid state oversight.
Colin Jost is in the room with her.
It was a deft move, developing Red Hook. Knowing its status as a free port would lead to incredible profits with minimal accountability. I understand that Fisk Industries and your wife Vanessa are major shareholders.
All of it transferred into a trust. All the paperwork completely legal.
Legal.
An army of white shoe lawyers doesn't make you immune.
Huh, that's what you think.
New construction didn't have any blueprints, at least none that we could steal.
I love what they're doing with Karen, going back down this dark path.
She's always been passionate, and it always puts her in this position.
You get your sources to put it out there, and we force everyone in New York to see who he is, to know what he does.
I recently received a copy of the Charter of 1855.
Oh, yes.
The Freeport status is perpetual and inviolable. It can only be revoked by the order of the governor.
Karen sent it?
For New York's sake, that you're not considering such a thing.
Governor will have to revoke the charter.
Interesting cut, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna be okay.
I don't know that. Every time you go out there, there's no guarantee you come back.
There's a season 3.
I've turned a blind eye
You're filming.
to your emergency powers because on paper and with most of the voting public, it's working.
I'm glad we agree on that.
But when a tanker with dubious cargo capsizes in the East River, it's when the rope pulls taut.
Dubious cargo. I don't know where you get your information from.
You don't, do you?
Oh, man. They got themselves an ally.
I'm not saying don't go. I'm just, please, let's just be very, very prepared.
Like that lens flare in the back.
You do realize we have the governor's dinner in an hour, don't you?
This is just a snack.
You're talking, you're munching, right? What if you laugh and spray food all over the deputy lieutenant? Not me. Besides, you're good. Try one.
How many hot dogs do they have to eat for this scene?
Yeah.
They're dope as hell. Try one. Come on, trust me.
That level of American food would break this man.
Not bad.
I told you. What's up?
What do you know about the governor?
Basically, Marge McCaffrey's boring as fuck. Not a speck of dirt or personality. She's like a nun with a machine gun.
Well, everyone's got something to hide.
That's why I'm gonna get the lieutenant governor ripped and find out what it is.
All right.
A total stranger, his secret, Steve.
I just got
Basically
to
what BB did to him last
What do you
season.
think's in that thing? You got any tips?
Excuse me?
Dude is charming in his own very specific way.
I'm sure you run some interrogation skills up at, Herefordshire.
I'm sorry, where?
Come on, you're a squatty. Special Air Service for Her Majesty.
Whoa, homie. You're investigating? What are you doing?
I get intel too.
How are you right now?
I'm not high right now.
Have you considered using these intelligence skills of yours to find out who's leaking to the city without Fearside?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Because you wouldn't want the squaddy poaching your kill now, would you?
No.
I love these threats.
Whoever is mocking the mayor must be punished, correct?
Of course.
Gotta Frank Castle her.
I promise that I'll figure out who it is. He really hates that mask, doesn't he?
Well, the mask is kind of a reflection.
I mean, there's something flattering about being roasted like that, right?
No.
Yeah.
It's not flattering.
He's gonna get got by the end of the season.
Turn them over to me. All sorted.
Right.
But I like her.
Being the mayor's the mask. The guy wearing BB wearing the mask is the real Kingpin.
Mayor Kingpin, here to make a better New York. Look at this guy and his puny sword.
So small.
Size doesn't matter. Said no swordsman ever. Jack Duquesne, this bargain basement seller, thinks he's such a great guy.
Very much BB footage.
New Yorkers don't need any protection from these masked losers because I can save them. Me and my friendly neighborhood task force are here to protect you.
Uncle Sam.
I love you, New York.
Good production value, BB.
Objection. This is baseless speculation, Your Honors.
Well, this is the clinical report of a respected psychiatrist, Your Honors. Len has extensive first-hand experience with these kinds of violent killers.
Okay, objection. Assumes facts not in evidence. There is nowhere in this
Everybody's
report
watching. Wow.
is a serial killer.
Overruled.
Wow.
This is a mockery of the justice system. He's crucifying the cane. Everyone's buying it.
No, not everyone. People are pissed.
Right. Hearts and minds
Win the war.
Doesn't that mean
Someone else has been inside Red Hook.
Mr. Fisk have been pressuring me to fund his board project. At the ball, took me aside and he threatened me.
Oh my God. They are divulging all this?
You gave me 2 days' notice before trial.
We sent a scheduling change to Miss McDuffie's email address weeks ago.
To my dead Manhattan Superior Court email. Don't be a dick. I have to wonder if the media has had more time to prep than I have.
There is an enormous public interest in this case, Counselor.
My client deserves a proper defense, and I have had no time to give it to him. Please allow me the latitude to build a case for him here today.
She knows what she's saying is correct.
But they've already been paid.
Yeah.
I am not unsympathetic.
Yep.
However, under the Silver Streets initiative,
Ah.
hands are tied.
Wow.
This isn't justice, and you know it.
You are close to contempt.
Talk to the public. Talk to the public. You know everyone's watching. What the fuck? What the fuck? Are gonna do this in
It's
court?
awesome seeing how brave
They
she
do this
is,
in court.
man.
Really wish you'd taken my offer.
Wish you'd stop being a douche.
We are ready to issue a verdict.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. This was inevitable.
I am inevitable.
On the charge of conspiracy to
yeah.
violate
Twisting
the
the
anti-vigilante laws of the state of New York, this court finds you guilty.
Shocker.
Court's adjourned.
Presented in all its ugly glory by a man whose hand holds the scale.
That was a bar.
This is not justice
God.
at all.
That is Kingpin.
That was much earlier in the
Alright.
season than I expected. Wonder if that scene in the Spider-Man trailer is him breaking out all the vigilantes.
It's starting. I'll be right there.
A lot of people get like color associations in this show, and I noticed they do a lot of red with Vanessa, which is weird because Daredevil gets red too.
I think it ties into the rose for Fisk. Like he's got that rose imagery, which is ironic because his kid in the comics is the rose.
Your earrings are beautiful.
Thank you.
Are you still her therapist?
Celebrate your successes. By the way, I put you next to Buck Cashman.
Well, Mrs. Fisk, you didn't have to do that.
Probably not. But it's certainly entertaining.
This is the most interesting Vanessa has been in 5 seasons.
Apparently, Mrs. Fisk thinks you need company or a therapist.
She's always being set up with someone.
Yeah.
Either way, she gave us the best seats in the house.
How so?
Well, we have a perfect view of the court. Like Daniel, for instance.
The jester.
At first glance, but is that more than meets the eye?
He's like a little finger.
Yeah, his charm is actually effective.
He's grown on me. And then we have Sheila, the chief of staff, or Iago. Waiting with a sharpened blade.
Could be the next mayor.
Me?
Mm.
I'm the knight.
Is this amusement for you or self-soothing? Categorizing the sharks that might one day tear you apart.
What a beautiful shot.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Just him in silhouette.
Now that is a very good question, Dr. Glenn.
And then,
I thought we were gonna get the
I would
reverse
like to
shot.
make a toast
oh, Fisk knows exactly what's going on there.
to the incredible work you've done for the city.
She tests you because she fears you.
Let's raise our glass to Wilson Fisk.
Nice.
Weapon of death.
Get back on the boat and we'll pick you up once the load's delivered.
Wait, what's the problem? We've been on the boat all night. Why can't you pay and let us leave now?
Because I fucking said so.
You try cutting me off tonight, Dougie? I'm gonna call the health department. I'm going to tell those people that you have Pizza Rat smoking in your bathroom.
From the gentleman.
A gentleman.
It's not Lillard, or who is it? No.
Thank you.
What the
fuck? Is that Matt?
Your office.
Clever.
Yeah, it is.
Hello?
Stay there.
Shit.
Ooh.
Cool.
Yeah. Love that.
I need your help.
The darkness.
Is she gonna recognize his
look.
voice?
I'm a little bit drunk. And I've had a really bad day. And I cannot be dragged into any of this resistance bullshit.
You're already in it, Kirsten.
I like how he's changing his voice up.
He's doing the Batman.
Yeah, he is.
Christian Bale.
I need you to tell me everything you saw.
That's the recount.
Yes,
This is the
no,
recount.
Live it like Matt.
Well, they had me wear blackout goggles, so I didn't see anything.
I can work with that.
First time it's a close-up on him.
You're speaking my language.
Oh, the score.
That
We don't
was
have to
awesome.
recount it. We live it. Oh, this is perfect.
Nice.
I love this suit.
Definitely one of my favorites.
I think this one and the ninja suit are my 2 faves.
I'd agree.
Mission Impossible 2.
John Woo?
John Woo?
Motorcycle joust.
Oh, great reflection shot.
24 hours.
Yeah.
This is that scene from that Spider-Man movie you were talking about.
Might happen earlier.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Got him.
I like how brutally is this.
Yeah, very brutal.
Music, man.
Made me think of when he slammed Powell's face to the ground a little bit, but we ordered a neck snap on that one almost.
Oh, expand.
Yeah. Oh, the watch he left.
I knew it'd be coming back.
Oh, it's like a heartbeat, too.
That's cool.
Oh, and the expansion, zoom in, out.
That was cool.
Let's go!
Wow.
Oh, I just got goosebumps like fucking everywhere. Oh, man.
This has got to be so amplified for him, too, right now. Hearing
incredible.
Free them. The resistance.
There he is.
You're welcome on, Jack. Yeah.
Copy. We're on our way. Gather everyone. They're coming. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I see why they paired these episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
this I can work with.
Smart.
Like how they show that as a wide shot. Oh, what?
Oh, shit. Big guy.
Whoa.
Nice.
Gnarly.
Oh my god, they did a POV of the baton.
That was sick as hell.
Yes. Some swordsman skills.
Yes.
Damn. Won her, baby.
Sweet.
Oh, my goodness.
Ooh.
Yes.
They're like a stream of sticks.
That is awesome.
Go hard.
Oh. Jesus. Woo. Oh, that's smart. Very smart.
Yes. He's that
Oh
fiend.
my god.
This is a Batman.
Oh my god. This
Wow.
is crazy, dog.
Dude, this is incredible. Wow.
Oh my.
That's wow.
This brings me so much joy.
God, he's so freaking bulky, dude. It's awesome.
Bravo.
Yeah,
Bravo.
that was one of the best.
Beautifully
Yeah,
done.
wow.
Philip Silvera, I think is his name. Thank you. Thank you.
Ooh.
Oh.
Never do a fight without the emotion required.
Who are you texting?
Iron Fist.
Fuck you are coming out before I put holes in
Could
you.
be Jessica. Or the kid. White Tiger Kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good call, Greg.
Just a
Oh,
kid.
she's the stripes on her.
Yeah, she's wearing it.
Got the amulet.
You're Karen, right?
The only Karen we like in media.
One.
I'm Angela de Toro. My aunt's in there. Daredevil's here, isn't he?
You gotta go home. You gotta go home.
No, come here. Take a look.
Give the kid a gun.
Snag some of their comms, too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Came
yeah.
here to help.
You're a little burglar.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Little white tiger.
Really useful.
Someone
like-
has to.
Yeah.
Come in on channel 4.
Red team.
Red team, come in.
That's smart.
Fisk has people in here, not just vigilantes. I'm bringing them out now.
Hello?
Okay, let's go. Follow me.
Does Donald Trump have vigilantes?
Oh, shit.
Where's Bullseye when you need him?
Shoot the prisoners. Shoot the prisoners.
Wow.
Shoot.
Oh.
Whoa.
Is that Karen driving that?
Oh, friendly.
I saw friendlies.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Light him on. Light him on.
Please be careful, Karen.
go, let's go.
Do not.
Just get in first. Get in.
Come on, go, 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 go.
Move it, move it. There's nowhere else for them to go.
Woo, my man.
No.
Oh, that scared me.
Go, move, move.
You know how to drive this thing?
Hopefully it wasn't the guy that helped them earlier.
I think it's more that did she need to shoot him?
Wouldn't be your first time killing.
Everyone, sit down. Stay calm.
We'll get you somewhere safe.
I know a place.
Oh, it's the lady from the
Yeah,
restaurant.
from the restaurant, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Where are you guys gonna go?
She said she
She knows a place. She'd have safe houses or know of them if she was sheltering people.
Yeah, fair.
She's in the network.
What the hell, Kieran? Ha ha.
White Tiger?
Yeah. Nice job.
Yeah,
Way to
girl.
go.
Smart. I'm so glad they're using that storyline, bringing her back.
I couldn't leave those people there.
Found a way inside and had a lot of help.
Cargo.
Safe in Red Hook.
The night crew.
Still on board the Northern Star.
Good.
Kill them.
You know what to do.
Oh, there they go.
Jeez.
He even looks conflicted about it. They're gonna slaughter a bunch of people? What are they gonna do?
I think they're blowing up the ship.
Well, they still had that crew on board, right? The Russian crew. Oh, shit! Oh!
Yep.
Damn.
Wow.
Jesus. Wow. Awful, awful, awful.
Oh, seeing his reaction. Wow. Holy shit.
God, Fisk is so evil.
They killed them all.
Jesus. Wow.
Oh.
Man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
Yeah.
My goodness, my God.
I'm on both her sides.
Wow, wow, wow.
Think there's another scene after it?
Do you think that?
I said I don't think there is there?
No.
Oh.
We can find out.
Let's check.
Check it. Chickity check it.
All right, guys, we just watched Daredevil Born Again, Season 2, Episode 3. If you are listening on Apple or Spotify, make sure you give us a 5-star rating. We would appreciate it. Also, special thanks to the fine folks over at Prepper for editing down these highlights. If you're watching on YouTube, it's because of them and also because Greg working hard editing down these videos. We appreciate all of them. And if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you do all the YouTube stuff. Share the video, hit the like button. Don't forget to ring that notification bell. That way you're notified whenever we drop videos like these. And don't forget to sync up so you can watch this over on our Patreon page. It's where it's how we keep the lights on. It's how the hosts keep coming back. Greg and John exclusively cover many other TV shows and many other things over there, so make sure you follow. Also, we got a lot of cool stuff over there, rejectnationshop.com. You get 15% discount over there. Also, you get to ask us questions. We will shout you out individually. It drives a lot of the narrative in our reviews, though we're not doing that right now, but... Greg, I know you wanted me to remind you of
Let's do conversation.
that conversation between, I believe it was Kirsten and Heather, so I wanted to remind you of that. So why don't you start us off? Yeah.
I think that's the thing we all want to talk about after that ending.
yeah.
It's the beginning conversation between
Standing on the
Heather
sidewalk, those two talking.
That's all I was thinking about this whole episode. To remind Greg.
Part
I was waiting for everything to end so I could go back and play that scene back.
Yes, of course. Happily. And then you guys going to talk about all the boring stuff. I'll talk about the most exciting element.
I just wanted to remind you of that, but you can talk whatever you want to talk about.
No, please, Andrew.
You claimed it.
I claimed it. It was my fault. I rose my hand too early. I realized right then and there, it was that scene that made me go, okay, this show is exactly what I wanted it to be. Because Heather and Kirsten, that was the first scene that reminded me of the Netflix era of the dialogue interactions that I was kind of saying at the end of episode 2 during our review that I'm like, I still kind of miss some of that interaction. And then this whole episode continued to validate that feeling that one scene actually gave me whenever we were having more of the dialogue-driven scenes. Like, if you look at the Netflix era, they actually wouldn't use a lot of music during their scenes, and this show often does. And I thought that scene had the best hybrid of what the Born Again era is back with the Netflix era, and then their following scenes seemed to proceed with that. Additionally, it was like in that moment, I immediately realized I was so glad that they didn't can a lot of these characters that a lot of people didn't really give a shit about last season. And they decided to proceed with confidence on how to make you be interested in what they're doing and going through. It was like that one scene alone that made me go, okay, I feel like from this early on, if this one scene between these two people who I did not care about last season is good, and is making me, and is this scene between two people who are not in the Netflix era are reminding me of the Netflix era, then the rest of this has to be good, right? and in this episode, to me, like as good as that episode 1 and 2 are, I do believe this one is the best one of the best episodes of the entire series of Born Again, and it did make. I do understand the social media reactions as to why they were saying like once you're at episode 3, it really puts its foot on the gas and doesn't let go, and this whole episode did that for me. I thought this was a brilliant. It's my favorite. This might be my favorite episode of the entire season, Born Again era so far. I know we got like 5 more of these to go, but so far, I would say this is my favorite episode so far.
Yeah, real Rumi. What'd you think?
I thought it was great. No, I agree with everything that Greg said. The fact that we are investing in these characters and getting time to really get into their POV, especially in a time where everything seems so, dire or we're perpetually losing. Every one step forward is 2 steps back, and it's just a losing battle. But there is light still in the darkness that is flickering, not necessarily bright to illuminate everything that's happening. But it really is reminding me of the desperation of season 3 of the original Daredevil series, where Fisk is on top. No matter what you do, he has another angle, and all the odds just seem forever stacked against us. And the way that the show is able to have you in those stakes and believe it, but also the building blocks of how the show is able to set things up, yet still feel substantial in its ability to be a chapter in a larger story, and using its ensemble to its advantage in that, both on Matt's side and on Fisk's side, and really caring about everybody involved. Like I'm happy that they're utilizing these people, because casting someone like a Heather, who we weren't really invested in the first season, casting someone like a Kirsten, and giving them that depth, giving them giving them POVs and telling us why we should care is really great. Not to mention that fight scene was freaking incredible. Wow. I thoroughly enjoy that. One of the best fight scenes of the new era of Daredevil. And I was watching the podcast for Born Again, because they're doing that with each episode of season 2, and hearing them talk about how they had to kind of rework that first season from what the original vision was to what this was. You can tell that this is the season of television that they really wanted to make, but they had to kind of get us through that first season the best they could to get us to this point. And yeah, I am thoroughly in love and have officially had that feeling back of this is of that tier that the OG series was.
Good points, fellow Geek Chick.
There was a moment in this that reminded me, we all have different moments that reminded us of Netflix, which I think is the high bar that we are going to compare this to forever, because that is, to me, one of, if not the best Marvel adaptation from the comics. Like Loki season 2, I think is my favorite MCU. Netflix Daredevil, I think, is my favorite of Marvel comic adaptation in any medium. And it's interesting now that those worlds are combining with the people making the show. But I didn't realize there was something I hadn't felt since Netflix until this episode. And I wouldn't have been able to describe it until this episode. And that is the feeling of absolute frustration at Matt Murdock for believing in the system. And that has an undercurrent of hope for the moment when the show shows me why I should believe in Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
And that is something I get out of the comic books. That is something I got out of the Netflix show. Matt Murdock is such a better person than me, and he should be. Matt Murdock is a hero. He should be better than all of us. And what's beautiful about the character is he makes mistakes, he falls, he makes other choices, but there is this belief that he has. There is this faith that he has that is so incredible. And I didn't get that in Born Again. And I didn't get that in, obviously we had him in like a couple scenes in Spider-Man, but just seeing Charlie Cox back as Daredevil has a certain amount of excitement. And my joy of Born Again and having him back was one thing, but that feeling of, I'm so frustrated at Matt. The system's broken. This isn't worth it. What are you doing? Why are you defending it? Always within the next few episodes, I go, okay, he was right. He's better than me. And this was the first time I felt that. And I'm really excited for the moment in this season when I go, you know what? Matt Murdock's right, and I was wrong. And I love comic book art for doing that. Spider-Man has the same thing. There's certain characters that, when written well, show you the error in your own ways. And I have an absolute lack of faith in the system in my reality. And I think I live in a time where most of us don't have any faith in the powers that be. And I'm fairly anti-establishment. I think especially in the present, the more you're aware of what's going on, the less you think there's hope. And I would like to feel that now more than I did even in the Netflix era when I had a little bit more faith in society. So I'm really excited to be at the depths of mad at Matt right now.
Yeah, no, all great points, and I completely agree with what you're saying too. And I like that they're also acknowledging that when it comes to Matt and us as an audience. We're like, you've arrested Fisk so many times. Like, how do you still continue to believe in that? But that's what makes Matt such a compelling character, is that he still fights for what he believes in, no matter how corrupted the system is, and that's why we love him so much. So that's really good points. And I love what you guys were also saying too when it comes to just like the character dialogue. That really reminds me of the Netflix show. Like that's what drove that show so much to greatness, besides all the other incredible stuff when it came to the action and such. But yeah, that conversation really, like, when it comes to Kirsten and Heather, they were not very interesting characters in the first season, but just getting so much more scope and depth to these characters in this season, and I'm enjoying them so much more now. And just like that first scene we got with Heather, where she's like just panicking, and the trauma that we're seeing from Muse. And I know we complained a lot, and I think rightfully so, with how they utilized Muse, but I like the way they're using that to their advantage in this season, with not letting that go to waste with Heather in this season, and still using it as a form of PTSD for her. And I think that was a good point you made during the reaction. And I wouldn't be shocked if they do go that route. I'm not saying they are, of her turning into Muse herself, given that she's experiencing that in every which way, and that also that Fisk is just manipulating her so much in regards to the job. But that would be a very fascinating thing for them to do. So, but I like I like the way they're using Muse right now in that way with Heather. I think that's a very fascinating way, in the visuals and the aesthetics that they're using too, like that symbolism of the crack in the wall, because she is like internally cracked right now herself, just from everything she experienced. So I really like the utilization of Heather, because I found her to be such a boring character in the first season. And yeah, I'm really liking that. And then I was also, the first two episodes, as much as I loved them, I was like, one of my favorite things of the first three seasons of Daredevil were the court cases. And I'm glad we actually got one. We really got to see why the system is so broken. We got so much dialogue without anything, or rather, we got so much from the visuals with that judge. Like, she even knew, I guess, like, as you were saying, fellow Geek Jack, when she was getting paid off, and you can tell just from all the medication she was taking, like, because she believes in something, but she's been paid off and she's being threatened by the Kingpin and the mayor. So, like, she's not messing around. She fears for her life, so she has to do this, even though it's going against her moral code. But that's the difference between someone like her and Matt. He's not going to break that code of his. So, yeah.
I looked up Kirsten McDuffie because it was driving me crazy, the character, and I was like, I don't think I know. I was so removed from the character Born Again Season 1, I didn't even realize Kirsten McDuffie is like a canon character from a Mark Waid run that I love. She's a character that's always trying to find out if Matt Murdock is Daredevil. Like, there's this through line of Kirsten McDuffie, but it's so interesting how I went an entire season without even bothering to look up this character's name, But these first 3 episodes have been such a level up in investing in her that I was like, oh, I wonder who that is. And now 2 years later, I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
It's like a character I actually know. So I'm really impressed with what they're able to do. I mean, I gave that quilt metaphor episode 1, but I really do think this is much more of the tapestry that we wanted to land on from the medley that season 1 brought us. And I definitely want to talk about, at least before we wrap out of here, the ICE concentration camp scene. Like that use of setting that we've seen teased in season 1, the use of our expectation with like hallways, the use of new elements but familiar style. Like it felt like a really good remix to a classic song. It felt like we're watching something we know is going to be awesome, but they show you new things. His brutality is more intense. His physical size is fighting differently and more brutality. I love that Karen is definitely, heading towards the Punisher direction. She was defending Punisher this episode, and then the fighting felt more like that. We all noted it in different ways. I really think the fights maturing's the wrong word, evolving in their violence is a very interesting telling thing with how corrupt and broken things are. Because Daredevil doesn't pull punches. Like it's funny, Batman's like, I won't kill, but he'll definitely make sure you never walk again. Yeah. And Daredevil can get to that point. And this was, I think I said it in that concentration camp scene, there was a moment that felt like a Batman fight. And these characters are parallels in their universes. And it was really cool to see full-on Batman using the environment, using that like club and all those things. I also love that this episode felt both like Netflix, but also like serialized TV. This felt like an episodic choice. The moment they had her walking through and we all assumed we were going to see Matt go through the space, but then through the visual language, we didn't have her retelling it. It was show and not tell in a really great way. But all of a sudden I was like, this is an episode of television. And that's a compliment. Like this didn't feel like a movie cut in a piece. This felt like a structured TV show episode. So that's another step up from a lot of the Disney Plus stuff that's like, why are we just watching a 5-hour movie in 6 pieces? Use the format. Use the platform. I love the cliffhangers. I love the tone. I love the 3-act structure within the structure. This episode slapped.
And the letting scenes breathe, too, and not interweaving, intercutting like they were before. So, yeah. And I love that scene, too, that we got with Buck and with Daniel. Yeah. There was so much tension in that scene too, because Daniel was trying to, because I guess like he was trying to get information of the governor, and she's squeaky clean, but then also too, Buck is like trying to measure him out and like what he knows about the BB. I mean, doesn't know it's BB. But he knows that he
doesn't know that it's BB. He knows that he knows.
But he knows that he knows. So it's like, you cut that tension with so much butter in that scene, but it's going to be fascinating as we evolve more in that storyline. But I love the suspense we get from those two. They are so good together, and I'm going to be so fascinated how that evolves the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Also,
shut the fuck up. All of you.
So, Buck and Heather.
That's a fascinating.
They're gonna shack up.
Greg's done.
No.
Greg's like, stop taking.
I was just waiting for Andrew to say that, so I could say.
We're not covering 4. We're done.
No. Sorry. What were you saying, Aaron?
No, that was it.
We're like fighting you.
No, I thought that was interesting. No, what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, Coy?
I said my piece.
No, I'm not done.
Greg's not done.
I got so much to say. Watch me go. Watch this roll off my brain. Okay, so you said that. Aaron said Buck and Heather.
He was talking about Buck and Heather.
Buck and Heather. Heather. I think a lot of thoughts, and the main thing is when we talk about Netflix era is that it's more than just dialogue. It's moral complexity. It's character dynamics. You guys have been highlighting character dynamics, and this episode in particular really highlights morality complexity a lot. With Karen going back to that darker side, with Karen being kind of relegated to Punisher level, you're talking about how Daredevil is not pulling punches anywhere near as much. He is more violent. He is kind of like he's like stabbing people a lot, way more than he ever did before, and it's like that with kind of every character here. Even right down to Powell when he was instructed to blow up the ship. he had that look on his face, and that's a big part of what makes Fisk such a fucked up character is how far he will push you over to a character who is already dark. Let's see how dark we can make them to the point you are the ultimate servant, because this is all you'll ever know now is this level of darkness. Heather with the moral complexity on which side does she go. Like, one thing I think Born Again in particular has quite explored, and I think they're doubling down on it, is contradictions of characters in a complementary way, because we all of us can be Hippocratic to what we often portray, or we are a contradiction of what we say or do, and that's what makes a character feel three-dimensional and nuanced and lived in. I feel like this episode in particular, starting off with the themes of like liars, lying, and all that, and even right when I talk about interaction too, Daredevil interaction in the suit. We've seen Matt a lot in the suit, of course, which has been amazing to see. This episode brought back the fun of Daredevil interacting in the suit.
Yeah.
Before he's just kind of been saying like badass shit in the last 2 episodes, but we all got a major kick out of the whole. You're lying. He's telling the truth. Like, that was brilliant.
That was amazing.
Watching him be in the silhouette that looks straight out of the comic pages when he's with Kirsten in the lawyer office. He's putting on a bit more of a gruffy voice. They wait to show that close up, but the way he's silhouetted in the red orangey lighting. And when he is becoming leader of the resistance, when he's fucking breaking all those people down, he's like, move now. Every part of Matt as Daredevil this time, they brought back more than just him cool in the suit. The suit has looked great. The action has looked great. The Daredevil character specifically was brought back for me here. So yeah, there's a lot of it's an excellent episode of television, man.
I definitely understand
That's why it's
why
my
they paired
favorite.
them.
Yeah, this is why it was my favorite episode, because it's brought me back to so much more of what I was missing while maintaining things I appreciate about Born Again that are still. I don't want it to be just 100% the Netflix show. Like, it's a good marriage so far. Yeah,
I get more excited every week for the next episode. Like, it's growing, and like, okay, only 6 more days kind of thing. Like, I'm very aware that my hype is growing, not like, oh, we're back.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. We're entering full-blown resistance territory, and I'm very curious to see if we actually do get Frank popping up, because we got him mentioned 2 episodes in a row now. We're in his base. Are they going to wait till his special coming out, or are we going to actually see him pop up with the other characters? I'm excited for Jessica Jones to come in. Maybe Angela. Is Del Toro? What was her name?
Oh, I did like. Yeah.
Maybe she'll. I was happy to see her here. She's finally taking a stand. She's wearing the amulet fully.
Yeah, I did want to comment on her. I really like that they gave her like a superhero moment. I love that when we saw someone run by, at first thought villain, next thought Jessica Jones, and then they actually gave her a White Tiger beat. And White Tiger in the comics is canon. The uncle is the first one, but he's in a few issues, and the White Tiger that most people know is her. So it's really cool how they're using a legacy character this way while honoring her uncle, but also giving her those superhero moments in a realistic way, like slashing tires and bringing tools. She's still a child, so I like that they're utilizing her in a way that's smart for this universe.
Yeah, and we talked about that last season too, that we wanted to see her become the White Tiger, and she went from victim to hero, and she saw that being active is an act of heroism in itself. So I love what they're doing and angling with her character. So that was freaking awesome. So did you want to talk at all before we finish out with Heather and Buck, or?
No.
I'm
chilling.
Oh, you brought them up, so I didn't know if you wanted to.
I just thought it was interesting.
All right. Any other final thoughts, guys?
Tony Dalton did great in this episode.
I like him so much more
in
this show.
So good.
Yeah.
It's funny,
the swordsman. Yeah.
Tony Dalton and Michael Mando skyrocketed much more in fame from the show Better Call Saul. And Tony Dalton gets to be elevated here in Daredevil Born Again, while Michael Mando gets to be Scorpion. And I think it's really cool. And their final season together in Better Call Saul was a phenomenal acting. So this episode got to bring a little bit more of that Daltonisms that I really enjoy a lot. And yeah, that's all. I think that's everything.
And you got to see who Lily Taylor was today, so that's
She's
great too.
great.
That's what I was waiting for. I was like, Lily Taylor is in this show, and she is doing great work.
She's amazing. We can't wait to see her back as the governor next episode.
Lily Taylor.
But yeah, be on the lookout for episode 4 of Born Again season 2, and that will be coming out most likely next week. So yes, we'll see you guys then. Take care.